Welcome back to the Football Tragics. It's been, a week or so now that we've been absent. International break is over. It was a weird one. None of the European teams played, but all the South Americans did, and AFCON is finished as well. So we're going to jump straight back into it. It's match week 24. We have quite a few decent games this week. So we've got Newcastle versus Everton, West Ham versus Watford, Burnley United, Norwich, Palace, Spurs, Southampton, City, Brentford, Villa, Leeds, Liverpool, Leicester, and Wolves versus Arsenal to finish it off. So that's midweek games, entertaining stuff. Let's jump into that first game. Newcastle versus Everton, lads. Campo, what are your thoughts here? Lampard's first Prem game in charge of Everton. Newcastle have a few new signings now. They had a big window. What's your thoughts on this one? How's it going to go?
I'm just more I just want to see the lineups first. Like, if they start with Newcastle new signing Bruno in the midfield, they look like they've gotten missing pieces that they need. Dan Burn, even though he was at Brighton, he's better than what they've got at the moment at the back, in my opinion. But again, you saw how much they improved under Lampard. So I'm actually really intrigued to see how this one plays out. But I don't know. I'm going to go 2-2 draw.
2-2 draw. High score. Nice. Morty, which way are you seeing this one? It's a tricky one to pick. It really is.
Again, it could go either way. I mean, we saw how Everton started when they had their team, and Rafa got them going, and it was going great, and it all fell apart. Now, Everton signings don't exactly excite me, other than the fact that welcome to the Premier League, Donny van de Beek.
That probably see some minutes.
He'll finally actually get some game time, but now I've got to hate him. I hated him less at United, but I don't know. Again, Newcastle as well. They're gonna have a whole new squad, like arguably better players, but they've got a gel now. Like they've all still. I mean, Bruno was still on a plane. I don't even think he's landed in Newcastle yet. To be honest, at the point of signing.
I'm pretty sure he's there now.
He's there.
He played for Brazil, I think, in the qualifiers, and then now he's in Newcastle. Whether he plays though, don't know.
Yeah, well, that's it. Like you've had a very short turnaround to get back to a whole new club, a whole new country, even. So, but yeah, interesting. I'll sit in the fence here, go 1-1. I think Calvert-Lewin's back. I think so. I'll probably get in the score sheet.
Yeah, I've gone with the Everton 2-1 win. I just think I can only go off what I've seen, I suppose, of both teams recently, and I've seen Everton under Lampard play well. I know it was in the Cup, but they look good. Newcastle, whether all their new signings play, probably not. So, yeah, I can't base it off that. Everton 2-1. I think Lampard will start his Premier League tenure in a good spot, and Newcastle, all these good signings, still not going to be able to escape relegation right at this moment. So, 2-1. We move on to West Ham versus Watford. Morty, start us off here. What do you reckon? Sorry. Yeah, what do you reckon?
Who are you?
Just quietly, the one game that we all got to watch during the international break was an absolute snooze fest of Burnley v Watford and 0-0 draw.
Yep.
I can't see Watford scoring in this one either. Against West Ham, they look a little bit shaky. There's some recent stuff come out in the news, and I can't make that joke. But yeah. So whether he's playing or not, but at the end of the day, West Ham have got way better all around the park, and I think Watford get done about 4-0 here.
4-0, okay. Well, look, West Ham
after their poor performance in the Cup, so
yeah, well, they only just scraped past sixth tier Kidminster. But it's FA Cup. Anything can happen, I suppose. They are 2 losses in a row, though, in the Prem against a Watford team who are under Roy Hodgson now and kept a clean sheet for the first time in God knows how long. Will that matter? I don't think so. I've gone with the West Ham 2-1 win. I think that they should have enough to get by them at home against a Watford team who I don't think Roy Hodgson can really improve at all. Campo, which way do you see this one?
Ben Foster's back. I don't know if you saw the highlights from that game, how bad the weather was in that 0-0 draw. I just seeing that FA Cup, they were full strength and they only just scraped through. None of these teams give me confidence that they're going to go out there and just smash it. I will tip the upset. I'll go 1-0 Watford.
Ooh, I mean Watford. That would put them probably out of the relegation zone at that point, which is, I mean, it's much needed. I suppose you can praise Roy Hodgson at that point. But I'm pretty sure Ranieri did the same in his first few games in charge, and then we know how that ended up. All right, Burnley v United. We've got a relegation down team. They have to be, don't they? Burnley, the bottom of the table, they're not going anywhere. Versus United, who, well, they got knocked out of the cup, but they are 2 wins on the trot, 3 unbeaten in the league. Campo, which way are you seeing this one? Surely United can't lose this one.
Yeah, who knows? That big 6'6" striker, he will start towering over that small United back line, especially if Lindelof is playing.
Well, not even just that. Like Maguire doesn't scream confidence. Even Varane in the air doesn't excite me. So you're right. 6'6", big Weghurst or whatever his name is up top for Burnley.
I'm going to tip a 2-1 United win, but it's not with confidence at all. It's just that I don't like Rangnick. I don't like what he brings to the Prem. His style of play doesn't suit it, in my opinion. And they're just getting punished every week for that style of play. I'll tip him to win, but I'm not confident.
Yeah, I've gone the same. I've gone 2-0 United, but I don't think it's going to be a confident result. I think that if Burnley do cause a problem, it's going to be from set pieces and, just whipping it into that big fella up top if he plays. And even then, Maxwell Cornet, if he plays as well, he's exciting. He'll terrorise either Luke Shaw or Dallo, I believe, would probably play. So, yeah, 2-0 for United. It's going to keep him in that 4th spot for the week, but they're not fixed under Rangnick, like you said. Like, it's not. I'm not excited by this team either. I think that they already know who they want to go after. I think manager-wise, I think that's Poch eventually at the end of the season, which would hurt you. But I can't see why they would stick with Ralph after this season. Morty, what do you reckon?
Yeah, well, this doesn't excite me whatsoever. I mean, you've got one of the greatest strikers of all time playing back at his club, and you just don't think he's just not instilling confidence. Like when he came, he's all about changing the mentality of the team, and it looks like they've gotten worse with him there. Like, I know it's hard to say, but this team finished 2nd last year, wasn't it?
No, maybe I can't remember.
Yeah, it was because Chelsea finished outside and Liverpool finished just. They're looking worse, and I think there's just too many egos at the club. And you saw that game; they had about 20-25 shots in the cup, and none of them could do nothing. So, yeah, it's an interesting time. Burnley is just going to be Burnley. They'll try and shithouse a set piece. It's not going to work. I think Weghorst is going to slowly realise that this is not the German league, and he's joined the wrong club if he wants to score goals, because he can score. I think he's second to.
Yeah, 7 to
Lewandowski for the last 3 or 4 years. So it's not like he can't score, but nothing excites me about Burnley either. So 0 or draw, everyone's happy at the end of the day. They're a false top 4 squad at the moment. Everyone else has games in hand, so I won't even call them that for now. So
no, United have more games in hand than most. It's only Spurs and Arsenal have more games in hand.
Yeah, but Arsenal have 2 games to win, and they're in. If everyone wins from now on, Arsenal will be top 4 right over United.
You're expecting Arsenal to win games in hand, and they can barely scrape together a win.
I have more faith in Arsenal than I do United. So,
all right, Norwich v Palace. Which way is this one to go? Norwich out of the relegation zone at the moment. Will they slip back into it? Campo, do you think so? Palace should be back to full strength here. They should have Wilfred Zaha back now. Gallagher. Surely they have to put them to the sword, I suppose.
Norwich are in some kind of purple patch. They've won a few on the
shot again.
So they're playing better under Dean Smith. They are playing better, but if Crystal Palace can't get the job done here, they've got issues. Eze should be back as well. They've got all these players all fully fit again. I think they should be winning this 3-0.
I've gone with 1-0 Palace. I think it's not going to be as pretty, but they should still have enough to get by if they're full strength. Norwich, like you said, purple patch, but none of those games were against big teams. They're beating teams around them. Obviously, they beat Watford. They beat I can't remember who else, but was it Everton? So the games around them, so that they should win them, yes. But yeah, Palace should be back to full strength here, and they should get it. they need to get their season back on track. I think they're a top half team if they play on their day. So turn it around and we'll see. Morty, which way do you think this one's going?
Purple patch my ass, mate. It's 2 wins and 2 draws in 10 games.
That's a purple patch.
That's a purple patch for Bert. That's that.
Yeah, that's what I mean. You've got all the clubs down there with games in hand. Don't care what we say. Norwich is still going down. Yeah, but definitely Palace should be on the bounce back. They'll have back to full force. Conor Gallagher, I think he'll just carry it himself. So 2-0 Palace. Just get it going again.
All right, Campo, moving to your boys now. Spurs v Southampton. Are you confident this week?
Very. Just watching the cup, the way Kane looks hungry again. Son's back. We've just got all our pieces back. Romero's back. And the new guys, Bentancur and I don't know how to say the other guy's name. Not even going to try to pronounce it.
Kulusevski, is it?
Kulusevski or something.
Bentancur is very good at winning the ball back and then just pushing it up quick. And I'm not even going to try to say his name. He just looks a class above Lucas Moura. I just think we got more than Southampton, a lot more than Southampton, and I think we'll put it 3-0.
3-0. Right, I had 1 all down, but I'm going to change it to 2-1 Spurs. I think that Son being back, like you mentioned, it's a signing in itself, really. He's the most important player at this current time, in my opinion. Harry Kane, if he's on his day, phenomenal striker. His day hasn't been amazing this year, but yeah, look, them together is enough, I think, to get past Southampton. However, Southampton have shown that they can put up a good fight against a bigger team. You've seen how they did it against City, Uniteds. They make it very, very hard. But again, I think it comes down to what happens early in this game. If Southampton can get an early goal, then you don't think you guys win. But if you guys can, control the game, I suppose Conte should have enough to get past Southampton. So 2-1 Spurs. Morty?
Spurs transfer window in a nutshell. Sign a bunch of players on loan. Send a bunch of players that wasted money out on loan.
What do you mean?
Yeah. Huh?
We've signed 2 players and they were both bought.
Huh? They weren't bought.
Kulusevski was a loan with a mandatory to buy if we reach if he plays a certain amount of games.
But he just won't, will he?
Yeah, he will. Or if we make top 4, then it's a mandatory.
These 2 came to Juve. They're unwanted at Juve. So I don't have high expectations for both of them. They're more and more Tottenham in a nutshell. So no, I can't sit here and say anything. You got Lucas Moura who saved your ass to get past Ajax, and you're gonna sit here and Kulusevski is about miles above Lucas Moura.
He just looks a better player. Like he passes the eye test. Lucas Moura is just.
When have you seen him play? When have you seen him play?
Against Brighton.
Brighton in the cup.
Yeah, congrats. 80 minutes. Good job. I don't care. 1-1 draw. Southampton will do an absolute shithousery best to make sure that they continue their top 6 record of just shithousing points off us all. I don't know how they do it. They manage to. They lose to everyone else and just scrap points here and there. 1-1 draw. Snooze fest. Son scores. I agree. Son back. Miles better. Kane's back off the score sheet. We saw it again. It's time and time again now. He scored in cups or away. He's come back, scored 1 goal in the league, and he's been missing for the next 5 weeks. So we'll leave it be.
All right. Campo, I want to ask you that. How are you happy with Spurs' transfer business? Obviously, you mentioned there's a few outs. A few of them being the players he brought in only a season or 2 ago. But is this Conte really stamping his authority now? This is a manager being able to make the decisions more so than the owners?
It's good. We wanted these players going for a while, like Delhi, who just doesn't do anything for the team anymore. He's just fat and lazy. Ship him off. Ndombele, didn't want to play for us. He just didn't want to be there. Get him on loan with an option to buy if they want. Lo Celso just wasn't getting game time. Try to get some form back. Loan, same as Brian Hill. Get loan. Just get these young players playing. They're not going to play for us. May as well just loan them out. The only thing I wish is that they chucked him in the Premier League still, not the Spanish league where you're not as physical. But I think Conte just cleared the deadwood that he didn't want for the season, and then start again in the next window.
Yeah, I think that Spurs, I suppose the board need to just trust Conte because you've got a world-class manager and you can't afford to piss him off, really, because if he gets pissed off, then he will just walk. And he's done it time and time again. He's done it with Inter, he did it with Chelsea. Like, it just happens. So, yeah, give him what he wants, I suppose, and let him work. He's into 7th now. A few games in hand, you should be 4th if you win them all or, thereabouts. So you're looking better, that's for sure. All right, City, top of the table versus Brentford. I'll start. I've gone 3-0 City. It should be comfortable for them. They got by Fulham in the cup easily enough. Was it 4 they got past?
Yeah, I think so. 4-1.
Brentford obviously going down in the cup to Everton. It's just, I think City just get too good for them. They're unbeaten in however many games. They've won a ton of games. There's not too much to say. I don't think Brentford away from home will be able to do anything here. Campo, which way do you see it?
Oh, I can tell you that Eriksen's going to hit an 89th minute free kick to score, and it'll be City 4, Brentford 1.
That's why you didn't say what score it was going to be. I knew you were going to say it. It is good to see Eriksen back in the Prem, especially, you'd love to see it, but still, hopefully on his day, great player. Hopefully he can, rekindle his former self, I suppose. We all know what happened. But yeah, it's good to see him back in the Prem, and hopefully he's just fit enough to play. What do you reckon, Morty?
Does he hate Tottenham that much? He didn't even want to come back to Tottenham.
We didn't offer him a contract.
Well, that's a bit dodgy from the club, don't you think?
Conte, he was at Inter with Conte when
Did he play much under Conte? I don't actually remember.
No, he didn't want. They had a falling out or something out there.
Okay.
Fair enough.
Thoughts on the game then? Prediction.
Well, basically, City they'll wipe the floor with Brentford. However, we sit here and say City win. That's it all done. You seen the video of Grealish shouting the piss? He looked off. There's a video of him, Cole Walker.
And drink is not. Just a man
he didn't get let in. He was in the line to the club. Didn't get let in. He looked like he was on another planet. He was not.
He had a similar incident, I think, happened when he was at Villa a few years ago. So he obviously loves a good night out. He
does. I don't know. Great business from Villa, but it's shaping up to be one of the most questionable signings of the season. I must say so.
I haven't seen many City fans really be on him though. He hasn't blown the league away in terms of stats this season, but I don't think anybody's really unhappy with the signing. I think they're still just expecting him to come good. He's just old at the moment.
Yeah, but that's the problem because City, that you look at where their goals come from. That none of them lead the stats. There's no other than Aguero. No, none of them. Not even KDB leads assists. No one is. They all do their part, and I think it falls to that. But when you're talking, even 100 mil is a lot of money compared to the rest of that team in there. And has he done enough? I don't know. So I don't know. It's a bit questionable because at the end of the day, they could have used that money on, a Haaland or an Mbappe or a Kane this season, who arguably probably would have improved their squad a lot better than going back to sign Aguero 2.0, supposedly, from the Argentinian league down there. So we'll wait and see. But I just think if it was at any other club, you'd be labeling it as the worst transfer in football history. But just because it's City that everyone, the team's still going well, I think the team would be going just as well without him. That's all I mean.
Yeah, I suppose you can look at it that way. If you look at, I suppose if you can compare him to, say, Jadon Sancho, for example, who's gone to United aren't playing amazing, not doing great. So if he's not playing great and the team's not going well, then there's going to be question marks. But City are top of the league, they're comfortable. And Grealish, I suppose he's just playing a role. He hasn't played bad, but he hasn't played amazing either. So you can't question him too much, I suppose.
Yeah.
But then you also look at Lukaku, and we're playing okay, but our striker should be scoring goals for that amount of money. So, yeah. What's your prediction then? City to win comfortably this game?
Yeah, 4-0. I don't think Eriksen plays this game.
All right. One of the more interesting matchups of the week, I think. Aston Villa taking on Leeds. Campo, which way do you see this one going? Gerrard obviously in charge of Villa, but a Leeds team who on their day they attack. How's it going to go?
I just think Villa are too good under Stevie G. I just see Villa winning this comfortably. I think it'll be 3-1.
I saw. I don't know if you guys did. You catch Coutinho's goal for Brazil the other day?
No.
Absolutely worldy, just bended it in. So if he's hitting that form, I know he's always been quite decent for Brazil. But if he's hitting his goal scoring form and creating form, then yeah, Villa obviously have snapped him up pretty nicely there. I've gone with a 2-1 Villa win. I think that he's got him playing good football, Steven Gerrard. And the Leeds team is just very much just a yo-yo at this minute. They can't really get any sort of form going. So CVG's boys going to win and then should be top half. They should go above Leicester at this point. So yeah, good win for them, I think, coming up. What do you reckon, Morty? Stevie G at the helm?
Yeah, I think so. I was going to predict a Coutinho curler because Leeds, we all know, cannot defend, and Coutinho loves hitting them from outside the box. But it would go back to the Grealish. Coutinho was signed for the same sort of money. Now, Coutinho, maybe not at Barca.
For Barcelona, he was signed for the same money.
Yeah, it's time for but he went out on loan to Bayern. He won everything there. He won the trophies with Barca. But what difference does it make? Because they've all won the same trophies. I think, but Coutinho is labelled as biggest failure ever. But Grealish at the moment is just turning along. Because they didn't win no Champions League. I mean, Coutinho won a Champions League. So where's like this is the sort of argument I'm trying to make, because we can sit here and we're going to go, oh, Sancho's been a flop, and the whole team's been a flop for United. City have been going great, so why is Grealish not on the score sheets? Like, Sterling manages to miss 40 goals a game and still gets 10 double-digit goals every season. So they play the same position half the time. So I don't know. I just like the way Villa 3-0.
3-0. Wow, impressive. All right. Well, speaking of Leicester, I said they're going to jump above them, Villa. Morty, predictions on this game, Liverpool versus Leicester. You're back at home. Will you have your Aston boys back? I don't think Mane will play, but Salah might want to play if he's back.
I think it's purely up to them whether they want to play or not. I don't think Klopp will want to play either of them. Harvey Elliott's back.
It's a game though. Like, Leicester's a decent team. I know they haven't been great, but
maybe you put one of them on the bench just to have him there. But I mean, we've signed Diaz coming on. He got an assist on debut. Almost broke his ACL. I don't know if you all saw that.
I didn't have to know.
He went down with his knee, and everyone in the stadium just like gobsmacked up.
Yeah, well, you got Harvey Elliott back as well now.
Yeah, so. Harvey Elliott. So I mean, that's Salah's spot covered. I mean, put Jota back on the wing. You still play Firmino, or you've got the man Origi. Like, we'll throw something out. Might have Salah on the bench. I think Mane, he looked exhausted in that AFCON. He looked like he needed a wheelchair to get off that pitch. If he didn't win that game, he was crawling off. So yeah, I don't know. I'll be happily 3-0 Liverpool. Nice and rested. I just hope Liverpool start going down the Canate route over Matip. I think for the future we need to just get him in. Matip, good defender, great cover, but Canate's looking like he could be, the next with Van Dijk. They're just unstoppable force.
Really good partnership.
Get it going sooner rather than later.
Yeah, well, you mentioned Mane being, I suppose, exhausted. I don't think he'll play. I think he's still probably celebrating with Senegal. I think Salah's one of those players who would just want to play, but Klopp might rest. He played a lot of football. He's played they went to
320 minutes. 320 minutes.
Yeah, they went to extra time a couple of times. Was it 2 or 3 times? So like,
he didn't get subbed off the entire tournament.
Yeah, so that's a lot of football against. Yeah, and he'd probably only be back in the country for a day or so beforehand. So is it worth playing him? No, but he might be one of those players who just insists on being played because he's hungry for success. I think
we'll get a game 3 days later after that too. So there's no point rushing one of these back in when they're probably going to have to cover for the game after anyway. So.
Absolutely, but I think without him, you're still fine. I've gone 4-1. I think Leicester now are starting to find out a little bit. It's been a poor season. And
they're out of the cup too. They got done 4-1.
Yeah, exactly. Well, there's finally reports coming out now that Brendan Rodgers' job isn't as secure as it once was. So
I was only 3 years early.
3 years late, but you might have nailed it there. It doesn't look like it'll end anytime soon for Leicester. I think they're in for a bit of an average season. And Liverpool, should be too strong for this game, even without your star players, I suppose. Campo?
I don't see it as like such a one-sided game, but I agree. Leicester are in the mud, and they're in the mud bad. But just without Salah and Mane, I just can't see them scoring for fun. I think it'll be a 1-0 and they'll have to grind it out.
They're scoring for fun without him.
All right.
Against Cardiff, relax.
Huh? It's
Against Cardiff.
Mate, Fabinho's like 5 goals in 6 games. Who needs attackers?
Palace are shit too.
All right, we're moving into the final game of the round. It is Wolves versus Arsenal. I think Wolves, they are flying under the radar well and truly. A few of you boys, you've picked up on it. You've said they're playing good. They're not scoring a lot of goals, but they've also not conceded a lot either. They're unbeaten in however many. They're looking really good at home against Arsenal, who, again, are they having a great season? At times, yes, but it's hard to tell. Campo, which way do you see this? I know you're not going to go with Arsenal.
No, I'm not. I think it's a battle of the keepers this game. Both keepers have been playing out of their skin this season. You could even make a case at the top there, the top 2 this season off their form.
Sure.
I think it'll be 1-1 draw.
Spot on.
But I want Wolves to win 3-0.
There you go. I'd like to see a Wolves win, but I have gone the exact same way. 1-1 draw. I think Arsenal, they went to Dubai on the break, didn't they, to get a bit of summertime pre-season, post-season, mid-season. So that might have helped them, hopefully. I still think they should be offering Jack Wilshere a contract. I don't know why he's still training with them, but not giving a contract when they've got half their midfielders gone or injured or whatever. So, yeah, Wolves, they're looking good. So they won't lose this game. I can't see Wolves losing this game, but I don't know if they'll be able to win it. Morty, finish us off. Which way does everyone going?
I think I can see Wolves losing this game. I think Arsenal are now looking, they're going, well, we've got a respectable amount of points now. They're going to be going these games going all or nothing, wanting to push for that top 4 because they've shown the past year or whatever that they've been building to this. They've had injuries. They've done some things. They've moved some on. Aubameyang's out of the club. All that money. They're looking forward to the future.
Until the end of the season.
Yeah, well, that's to the end of the season, yeah, but it's better than the Ozil situation where he was completely and there's no end in sight. At least they've cut the ties, made the decision and gone, well, it's only another 6 months. They were committed for another 2 years, I think it was, so whatever it may be. I think Arsenal will get it done. All their young players, they're looking forward, they're hungry, and much like I think we pointed out with Chelsea, when they're under Lampard, all the young players wanting to hold their spots because Arsenal now are going to have some more money to bring in some replacements. So they're going to want to hold their spot over some of these replacements that will come in.
Fair enough. All right, well,
2-0 Arsenal.
2-0 Arsenal. There you have it. We'll be back.
How did you find Arsenal's transfer window? January, just pure January.
Well, not really existent, was it?
Well, they're not paying Aubameyang's wages, I think, because they terminated his contract.
No, I heard that it was.
I think that
on a free.
He went on a free, and I think Arsenal.
I heard that they were paying his wages to the end of the season.
Yeah, I think it's not in the transfer fee, but the agreement was put through that they're paying something of it.
Because they would have been locked in, at the end of the season, or just to get rid of him now. I'm not too sure,
But do you think that lack of striker, they went for Vlahovic, he turned him down, and then they couldn't get Isaac over the line. Do you think that lack of striker will end up hurting them?
It hasn't hurt City. It hasn't really hurt them all year. Yes, they could be a little bit.
That's the problem, though. Like, they don't play the same football. I think.
No, I know that.
But I don't think Lacazette can do it. I think Martinelli should be playing through the middle. I don't think it's been a great transfer window for them. I think they needed a striker if they're going to lose Aubameyang, which I know he wasn't playing great, but I suppose
he hadn't played for him anyway.
Yeah, well, that's what I mean.
Yes, they need to, if the next transfer windows open up and they don't sign a striker, yes, it will be a fail. I know what Campo is trying to make here. He's trying to shit on Arsenal. How many players did Tottenham lose and not get after?
No, I respect them for not panicking. I respect them for not panicking and buying just anyone.
Yeah, well, that's what happened last time.
But would you have laughed if Arsenal went and secured Vlahovic for 70 million? You wouldn't laugh at it because he's one of the best strikers in the world right now. So should they have got it over the line? Probably. But I think that was more on Vlahovic at that point.
But I think Isaac. They wanted 90 mil and they didn't pay it.
Yeah, but I don't think I don't think Isaac's worth that money, whereas Vlahovic, I think you can justify paying for that at the moment.
Yeah, but you look at Arsenal and they only really got rid of Aubameyang deadline day. I think they were still looking and going, we can't sign another striker while still paying Aubameyang to be here. If Aubameyang had got done a week earlier, I think Arsenal would have been happier paying the higher transfer fee and getting it done because the money would be off their books. But yeah, I'm glad they didn't just turn around and just sign Isaac for 85 and end up with another Pepe situation.
I think if they don't go and sign a striker in the summer, that's when you can say they've messed up. But if they can, I don't know what is the target top 4 at this point. Like, if they can get top 4 without it, then it's great.
Has to be. They're in the fight. Yeah.
But if they miss out, which I think they will, because I still think that Spurs, for example, you're ahead of them. Even Wolves can possibly jump them, and then United might shithouse their way in. So if they go and get at least European football, then you probably could.
Yeah, but I think they can probably push for 4th, or comfortably I reckon they'll end up 5th. And I mean, with the way the Champions League going, I think one of the English teams will win it again, so that the 5th will open them up to Champions League, won't it? Is it still working like that?
No,
it's not. Well, I mean, Europa, at the end of the day, it's their favourite cup. They've been there for about 5 years. They'll get something going. They'll have some sort of Europe in there, and they'll get another striker in.
Well, we'll have to see. Maybe Lacazette will turn around and he'll go and score a goal a game, but I just don't think he's that striker. He's
going. And then they'll give him $250K a week to.
And then he'll go and play badly, and that's the cycle that Arsenal live through at the moment.
Lacazette's still got the same amount of goals as Harry Kane, so don't sit there laughing.
Yes, but I know you know Harry Kane. You know Harry Kane.
Halfway through the season at this point, there's none of this. A bit of verbal badge.
Yeah, but Harry Kane has a backbone. Lacazette's got nothing to back him up that he's a better striker.
All right,
he's got a trophy. He's got a trophy.
Yeah, shit trophies. Audi Cup, baby.
Let's leave it there for today. All right, we'll be back at the end of the week for a review of Match Week 24 and then straight into a 25 preview on the weekend. So thanks for joining me, lads. We will see you again soon.
All right, peace.